Have you ever felt like you constantly at odds with the people you supposed to be closest to? Maybe it's your family, your coworkers, or even your friends. It's draining, isn't it? It feels like you're all just spinning your wheels, getting nowhere fast. There's an old story, a timeless one, that paints a perfect picture of this very struggle. It's about a father and his sons, a family that was tearing itself apart from the inside out. Let's dive into their story because I think there's a powerful lesson in it for all of us. Something we can apply to our lives right now. This particular father had a house full of sons, and to say they didn't get along would be a massive understatement. They were always quarreling, bickering over the smallest things, their voices echoing through the house with anger and frustration. It was a constant storm of disagreement. The father, a wise and patient man, was at his wits' end. He tried everything he could think of. He'd sit them down for long talks, appeal to their sense of family, and remind them they were brothers. But his words just seemed to vanish into thin air. Nothing worked. The arguments would die down for a moment, only to flare up again, sometimes even more fiercely than before. He knew he needed a different approach. Words were failing him, so he needed an action, a demonstration so powerful, so unforgettable, that it would finally break through their stubbornness. He needed to show them, not just tell them, the catastrophic path they were on. He believed that if they could just see the danger of their discord, they would understand the urgent need for unity. He waited for the right moment, a day when the tension was at its absolute peak. That day came sooner than he'd hoped. A fight had erupted that was more vicious than any before. Afterwards, the house fell into a heavy, suffocating silence. Each son had retreated to his own corner, sulking, radiating resentment. The air was thick with it. This was his chance. The father called one of his sons over. "Go," he said calmly, "and bring me a bundle of sticks." The son, confused but obedient, went and returned with a tightly bound bundle of sturdy branches. The father took the bundle and held it up for all to see. He then handed it to his eldest son. "Try to break it," he instructed. The eldest son, strong and confident, took the bundle. He gripped it tightly, his knuckles turning white. He strained, he grunted. He put every ounce of his considerable strength into the task. He tried to snap it over his knee. He tried to bend it with his bare hands, but the bundle wouldn't even creak. It remained perfectly intact. Defeated and breathing heavily, he handed it back to his father, shaking his head. The father then passed the bundle to the next son and the next, and so on, down to the very youngest. Each one tried his best. They used all their power, all their youthful energy. They pushed and pulled and twisted, but the result was always the same. Not a single one of them could make a dent in the bundle. It was simply too strong, too resilient when bound together. Finally, the last son handed the bundle back, his face a mixture of frustration and curiosity. The entire room was quiet, all eyes on the father. He took the bundle and, with a simple flick of his wrist, untied the cord that held the sticks together. The bundle fell apart, the individual sticks scattering loosely on the floor. He then picked up a single, slender stick. He handed it to his youngest son. "Now break this," he said gently. The boy took the stick and, with almost no effort at all, snapped it in two. The sound was a sharp, clean crack in the silent room. The father then gave a stick to each of the other sons. One by one they broke them. Snap, snap. It was effortless. What had been an unbreakable object just moments before was now a pile of broken pieces. The sons looked at the splintered wood in their hands and then at their father. Understanding was beginning to dawn in their eyes. The anger and resentment that had filled the room began to dissolve, replaced by a quiet sense of revelation. The father looked at each of his sons, his gaze warm and earnest. "My sons," he said, his voice full of love and concern. "Do you see now? When you were all trying to break the bundle, you were powerless. It was too strong. The sticks, when bound together, could resist all of your strength. That is what you are like when you stand together, when you agree and support one another. If you are united, your enemies, your challenges, the hardships of life, none of it will be able to break you. You will be invincible." He paused, letting his words sink in. He then pointed to the broken sticks on the floor. "But look what happened when the sticks were separated. A child could break them. That is what will happen to you if you remain divided. If you quarrel and fight among yourselves, you will be no stronger than a single fragile stick. You will be broken easily, one by one." The lesson of the story is simple, but its depth is profound. In unity is strength. It's a principle we see everywhere in life. Think about a sports team. A group of superstar players who don't work together will almost always lose to a team of good players who are perfectly in sync. Think about a community facing a crisis. When people come together, pooling their resources and supporting each other, they can overcome incredible obstacles. But when they're divided, they become vulnerable. This applies to our own lives in so many ways. In our families, constant fighting weakens the foundation of love and trust. It isolates us and makes us feel alone, even when we're surrounded by people. But when a family stands together, supporting each other through thick and thin, they create a fortress of love and security that can withstand anything. In our workplaces, a culture of backstabbing and competition might lead to short-term individual gains, but it ultimately destroys morale and productivity. A team that collaborates, shares ideas, and helps each other succeed is far more innovative and resilient. They achieve things that no single person ever could. And what about our friendships? A group of friends that lifts each other up, that celebrates successes and provides comfort during failures is an unbreakable force. But when jealousy and gossip creep in, the group splinters, leaving everyone weaker and more isolated than before. The Father's wisdom is a call to action for all of us. It's a reminder to look at the bundles in our own lives. Are we tying them tighter, or are we pulling out the individual sticks? Are we contributing to unity, or are we sowing discord? It's so easy to focus on our differences, to get caught up in petty arguments and ego battles. It takes conscious effort to find common ground, to practice empathy, and to choose cooperation over conflict. But the reward for that effort is immense. It's the strength to face life's challenges without fear. It's the security of knowing you're not alone. It's the joy and success that comes from collective achievement. Like the bundle of sticks, we are so much stronger together than we could ever be apart. So let's choose to be the bond that holds our bundles together. Let's choose unity. Thanks for watching today. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories and lessons that can help us live better, stronger lives. See you in the next video.